Hey everyone, and welcome. Today, we're going to break down a super important and frankly fascinating role that sits right at the heart of AI, marketing, and sales. We're talking about the AI-powered marketer who specializes in predictive lead scoring. Let's get into why this career is becoming absolutely essential. So, let's kick things off with a question that honestly drives a lot of businesses crazy. Why is it that marketing teams work so hard to bring in leads, only for sales to end up ignoring a huge chunk of them, sometimes as many as 80%? What is going on here? Well, the simple truth is they're completely swamped. In the digital age, businesses are just drowning in a sea of data. You've got website clicks, CRM notes, social media interactions. It's just a flood. And for a sales rep trying to figure out who's actually ready to talk, it's pretty much impossible to do it manually. The result? A whole lot of wasted time, huge missed opportunities, and yeah, that classic tension between marketing and sales. And it's so easy to point fingers here, right? But the thing is, this isn't really a people problem, it's a process problem. The whole issue comes from a really outdated way of thinking about how we qualify potential customers. For years, companies have used this thing called traditional lead scoring. Honestly, the best way to think about it is like an old-school video game scorecard. You get, say, 5 points if a lead visits your pricing page, 10 points if their job title is manager, and maybe you subtract 5 if they're from the wrong industry. The big problem? These roles are all based on what we think is important. They're totally subjective, they're rigid, and as the business scales, trying to keep them updated is just a nightmare. All right, so that's the old way. Now here's where things get really interesting. This is where AI just flips the script entirely. We're shifting from making educated guesses to relying on actual data-driven science. And you can see the difference right here. It's night and day. The old way is manual, rule-based, and uses just a little bit of data. The AI-powered approach? It's a completely different animal. It's totally data-driven. It uses machine learning to sift through enormous amounts of your company's history, all the wins, all the losses, to find what actually works. It's not based on opinions. It's based on real patterns. The result is way higher accuracy. And the best part? The models learn and improve all by themselves. And this is where our hero enters the story, the Predictive Lead Scoring Manager. This person is the one who masters this incredible technology. But it's not just a tech job, not at all. This person acts as the strategic bridge connecting marketing, sales, and data science, making sure everyone is aligned and working from the same playbook. Okay, so how does this AI magic actually work? What's going on behind the curtain that allows it to predict who's going to buy? Well, it's not magic at all. It's a super logical 5-step process. First up, the system pulls in all sorts of data: who the person is, where they work, and every single touch point they've had with your company. Then, and this is the key part, a machine learning model gets trained on all your past deals. It looks at every single customer you've ever won and learns the exact signals that led to that success. Third, that trained model looks at every new lead and gives it a score, basically a percentage chance of how likely it is to convert. Fourth, that score gets zapped right into the sales team's CRM, like Salesforce, so they see it instantly. And finally, the model never sleeps. It's always learning from new data, constantly getting smarter and more accurate. And the secret sauce here, really, is the incredible mix of data it's using. It's not just looking at one thing. It's combining what people do on your site, what your past sales history says, who their company is, and how they've engaged with your content. It's this complete 360-degree view that makes the predictions so powerful. So theory is great, but what does this actually look like day-to-day for a busy sales or marketing team? How does it make a real-world difference for a B2B or software company? Well, the applications are just incredibly practical. Teams can instantly spot the actual decision makers who are showing clear signs they're ready to buy. They can divide up their leads based on where they truly are in the buying journey, not just a guess. And this unlocks some amazing automation. The hottest leads, the ones with the highest scores, they get sent to your top sales reps in seconds. Meanwhile, the leads that aren't quite ready are automatically put into nurturing campaigns until their score goes up. One of the biggest metrics this role completely transforms is something called lead velocity. Just think of it as the speed a lead travels through your sales pipeline, from their first click to a signed contract. By flagging the hottest leads the moment they show interest, AI scoring lets sales teams jump on those opportunities immediately, which dramatically speeds up the whole sales cycle. So, at the end of the day, what does all this tech actually do for the business? Well, the numbers really speak for themselves. Companies that do this right see a direct, measurable impact on their bottom line. You get higher lead conversion rates because you're talking to the right people at the right time. You see a massive jump in sales productivity because your reps aren't chasing dead ends, and you get a much, much better return on every dollar you spend on marketing. It's a win-win-win. All right, so if this sounds like a pretty cool gig to you, and it is, you're probably wondering, okay, how do I actually get there? Let's break down the roadmap to becoming a predictive lead scoring manager. What's really cool about this role is that it's this perfect mix of tech skills and business smarts. On the tech side, you've got to be comfortable with data. That means being a pro with tools like Excel or Google Sheets, knowing your way around a CRM like Salesforce, and being able to use BI tools like Tableau. A little bit of SQL helps a ton too, but, and this is just as important, you need that business acumen. You have to really understand how a sales team operates and what metrics actually drive the business forward. So you've got a couple of solid ways to build these skills. For a really deep, structured foundation, a master's degree in something like marketing analytics is fantastic. It'll give you the data science and strategy fundamentals. But for a faster, more direct route, you can go for professional certifications. Getting certified in Salesforce or Tableau gives you those practical, in-demand skills that companies are hiring for right now. Honestly, both are great paths. And let's talk about the payoff, because this is a career path that really grows with you. You'll likely start out as an analyst, making around $85,000 or more. After a few years, you move up to a manager role, easily breaking that six-figure mark. And from there, as you become a true strategic leader, director-level jobs can pull in $150,000 or more, which just shows how incredibly valuable this skill set has become. So, as we start to wrap this up, I think it's really important to see this as more than just a job for today. This is truly a foundational role for the future of how businesses operate. And you don't have to take my word for it. There's some great academic research coming out on this, and this quote really just hits the nail on the head. This role helps bridge the gap between marketers and data scientists, making sure everyone understands that lead scoring isn't just a task, it's a critical activity that has a massive impact on revenue. And that's really the core of it, isn't it? The Predictive Lead Scoring Manager helps turn marketing from something that often feels like an art, based on gut feelings, into a repeatable science based on hard data. It ensures a company's most precious resource, its people's time, is spent only on the opportunities that are most likely to succeed. So I'll just leave you with this one last question to think about. As AI gets woven into pretty much every part of business, the dividing line between the winners and the losers is going to be drawn between the companies that are still guessing and the ones that have learned how to predict.